everybody? Welcome to the first installment of Chicken Bone Alley for 2024. What's going on, guys? I'm David.
I'm Connor.
And we are brought to you by SRI Performance. Stock car, steel and aluminum, Earl Ramey Racing engines, Profab headers and exhaust, and Fresh Chef there. So, what's up, man? Happy 2024, I guess.
Yep. It's been a cold start to it.
Been a good and cold start to it, and I forgot to turn the heat on in here today, so it's even a little colder. But it is what it is. We'll survive, I reckon. Oh, yeah. No, it ain't too bad in here.
It's good.
So what you been up to, man? How's 2024 treated you so far?
Pretty good. We've been hitting it hard on the race car first couple of weeks, getting it ready and all. And
cars.
Yeah, 2 race cars,
I've heard
motors and everything, but yeah, it's been pretty good so far.
Good.
No complaints.
Good deal. Yeah,
same for you.
Same for us, man. I say that we ain't hit it quite as hard as you are. We've been messing around with the news, as I call it, legend car a little bit, and try to get it straight. Tested it, there in, I guess that was still December, wasn't it?
Yeah, must have been.
Kind of got it ready for the New Year's bash here this past weekend, and that's really all we did. And everybody had been sick around here.
Really?
Yeah, for like a long time too.
We've avoided it so far.
Good job. Well, it took us forever to get over it around here. My mom and dad were sick for like a week. I mean, running fever and everything else for like a week. Kayla was sick for about a week. The boys were too, and I mean it was rough. It was rough there for a little while. So, but fortunately, I think we got all that behind us.
Good.
Got a new year in. We're gonna have we're still here in this shop right now. Being sick kind of slowed us down a little bit. I mean, but we wasn't planning on very first year anyway, moving over there. But we got a little bit done there in the shop, and gonna get moved over into the new studio eventually. We'll have a little bit of new look. So we'll see how it goes here shortly. But anyway, how's everybody around your way, man? Hey,
Pretty good. Kind of the same.
Good.
We
have a good Christmas.
Yeah, we did. It was good. Got to see a lot of family and all, and went real smooth. It was good. How about you?
Get all the big presents you want?
Yeah. Got me a new monitor for my racing, which
there
is good.
you go. What kind of monitor you get?
It's the curved one. I don't even know. AOC, something like that. Yeah. It's good. It's a lot bigger than I really thought.
AOG, Association
Is that what it was?
Gamers.
There we go. But anyway.
Because Lana got a laptop. No, it's on his. That's why I found out. He told me what it was.
I didn't know.
Okay.
Before, yeah. I just saw the logo on the box. That's what I thought it was.
I always thought it was C too. He's like, no, it's G. I was like, oh, okay. So, cool. Yeah. I need to put it on there. I put a sticker on it. Jackson got like I said, Lana got a laptop, gaming laptop for Christmas. He plays some stuff even with like the guys at school and all that stuff. He wants to get on the esports team there.
Really?
Yeah, he tried out this past year, but not many. There was like one freshman in the whole.
Okay, what do they play?
What do they call that game? I can't remember right now, but you basically play soccer.
Yeah, Rocket League.
That's it. Rocket League.
I mess around with that stuff. I'm not nearly.
He's
as
good at it.
Yeah, I know. I bet I'm not very good at any of it.
He didn't make the team, but like I said, there's not many freshmen on the team at all, unless you're just absolutely ridiculous.
So they try you out just like any other sport.
I mean, it is a sport. They got jerseys. They got, everything.
That's cool. I wish I was good enough to be on that. That sounds cool.
It's I guess. But he plays it like crazy. I forgot. He told me, he was like, I'm platinum 2, and I'm like, I don't know what that means, but sounds like it's good or something. So so he got that. Jackson got, as everybody has heard a lot of times, well, I've said on here, my youngest son, Jackson, he's autistic and kind of has some developmental delays and stuff like that. But anyway, so he loves cars, loves race cars, loves all that. But when he was, 3, 4, like the little Power Wheels cars stuff. Couldn't really do them, but he got bigger, and it's like, man, he's too big for the Power Wheels cars now. I mean, because he's like almost 80 pounds now. Yeah. Anyway, Kayla got to looking online and stuff and found these cars, like Power Wheels cars, but they're made for bigger kids, for like him and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we got him one for Christmas. That boy rode that thing everywhere. It's got a little radio type, that Bluetooth thing on it. I mean, it's 4-wheel drive. It's
dang.
It's he about run over all of us, and it was, but it's got a remote control on it too, so I can control it.
Yeah.
But he loved that thing.
Yeah.
So I had to put him a Lucky 13 Motorsport sticker on it.
Sweet.
So he's been wide open.
Build a little ramp.
Yeah, that's what he needs. He needs a ramp. He'll probably try to jump it.
To have an emergency stop on it.
Yeah. It was a mess. He loved that thing. So, but he actually has surgery on Wednesday. Wednesday. Yeah, he got his tonsils and that, and it was taken out. But we got to do it.
Is that all in Florence or?
No, doing it in Charleston.
Really?
Yeah, they want to do it at the Children's MUSC down there because it's a pediatric ENT doing it there, and they want to do that just because he doesn't process pain like we do.
Yeah.
He don't really tell you. He's considered nonverbal. He don't tell you if anything's hurting or not. So they want to keep him a day and kind of monitor him and make sure.
Kind of where all this stuff is anyway. And
it is. A lot of it's there. So it'll. You know what's really crazy about hospitals, or at least that one down there now, or somebody told me McLeod was doing some of the same stuff, and some doctors were. They don't give you a time for surgery until the day before. I'm like, I kind of need to know if I need to get a hotel receipt, because we're kind of, that 2.5 hour window. If it's a 1 o'clock surgery, I don't really need a hotel room. We can leave in the morning. If it's a 5 or 7 o'clock a.m. surgery, I'm gonna have to get a hotel room.
Yeah,
I need to know this.
I mean, every surgery we've had, in our families, they had to be there, early in the morning.
Yeah, all mine have been, and then like this. He was actually supposed to have it right before the New Year. Well, I think it was actually right before Christmas, and some stuff got messed up. We got all the way down there, but it was going to be a 1 o'clock surgery. So now here's the rescheduled surgery.
Right before 1 o'clock.
Well, not exactly. I mean, hotel wise, yeah, it'd be nice to have a 1 o'clock and not have to worry about that. But he can't eat anything, and that's rough.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So that would be better if we could just get up and go over there.
Oh, yeah.
But not really looking forward to it. I mean, looking forward to being done with it, but it's just going to be a process with him.
Yeah.
Trying to.
Hope it all goes well.
Oh, yeah, it should. It should. Hope so. But it should go. Hopefully swimmingly. So, anyway, everybody, a few things I guess we got to talk about. Not much has happened otherwise in the racing world, except we had the Tulsa shootout, which I ended up watching a good bit of. Did you watch any of it?
I need to watch much of that.
Yeah, it was fairly.
I watched
good.
some of the prelims, and Did
you see your boy
any Saturday or any? I saw him go for a.
That's what I figured. You see your boy took a ride there. Both of them, like father, like son.
Yeah.
They both decided to take a tumble.
Yeah.
Kyle's was a little worse.
I don't think you could ever get me in those cars. The dirt late models and all, it's cool, but I don't. You're just.
You don't think you get a micro or midget?
I mean, you saw what happened.
A
guy just bobbled, and they hit wheel on wheel, and it was
that was bad enough one. But there was another one I watched. They were coming across the line, and
yeah, I've seen that one.
And it went up in the fence, and that thing that looked rough.
They're just so airborne prone. I don't know.
You touch somebody and they just fly.
And the speed thing, I mean, that's about the smallest track you could possibly be on there.
Oh yeah,
they're doing it. So
yeah. So that was Wyatt Miller. I saw he took home a win in the A restricted. I'm trying to remember who else. Wyatt Miller is Kelly Earnhardt Miller's son, if anybody don't know. So Dale Earnhardt's grandson.
Yeah.
He I think he's only been out there a couple times, and he won. Then another kid, I can't remember his name, but he was one that races up at Millbridge. They kind of go as a group, because micros and stuff is still fairly new to this area. I mean, it's not new, but it's to this side of the United States. Everybody else was always out there.
It's hard for me to.
I don't understand
micro versus midget. It's hard for me to differentiate, really.
Yeah, midget's just a little bit bigger. Yeah. But they were talking about some of the times they were turning the other day. I think it was the Outlaw class or the A class. I don't remember which one's fastest. I think Outlaw's the fastest one, isn't it? I can't remember. Anyway,
usually Outlaw stands for fastest.
Yeah, I know, right? But they were turning like close to the same times that the midgets were turning. So, but anyway, so the Chili Bowl is be going on this week. Mm-hmm. That'll be fun to watch on flow racing. There be a lot going on there. Wild West Shootout's been going on a little bit over the past weekend, but I hadn't been able to catch much of it because we were busy over at Dillon. So I seen I'm trying to remember who. I think Cade Dillard took one of them. I don't know. I know Kyle Larson's out there.
Yeah.
Racing it.
Yeah, several of them.
Yeah. So y'all check it out. It's all on flow racing there. So y'all can watch it, see what's going on with it. But let's see what time it is. We got a guest coming on here in about 5 minutes. So we'll go ahead and get your little bit of your perspective. Yeah. We had a race this past weekend, one of the biggest races to start off the year. At Dillon Motor Speedway had the bash, which is the bash itself, I guess. I mean, it's the whole weekend, but it's Mass Street Stock Series. They also teamed up with was there Stars? I think
Super Stock,
which is Boo Carlisle's deal that he promotes. So we kind of had a mix of all them, and good turnout on that. But anyway, so Saturday was kind of the prelim day, and Connor, your class, the Challengers, ran. Tell us about a little bit about your weekend over there.
Yeah, so we decided to try it again this year, and we really had a good handle of the car all weekend. I was real happy with it. We didn't qualify really where we wanted to, but I don't know. It didn't seem. I still felt like we had a good car, and we would show it in the long run, which we did. We ended up going from 9th to 6th in the completely green flag 75 lap race, which was crazy. But by the end of the race, we were really catching the two in front of us. Had a 4th place car easy if we'd had a caution.
Right.
But that's the way it goes. But outside of a few lap cars that were unpredictable, it was probably the smoothest Charger race you ever see about it with that many cars.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, that's I don't know that I have ever seen that race go caution free.
I mean,
I've seen some long runs in it, but not caution free.
No, you could kind of tell after the first 20 laps it became so strung out that the only battles were one-on-one battles. So. That's just the way it went.
There was a couple times I was watching a few things, and I thought there was going to be some lap cars and some lead lap cars, kind of not necessarily lap cars take out lead lap cars or anything, but kind of they just cause a big old wad up. Maybe like two of the lap cars get together. Or
it's
something
a tight
like
track, so it's
especially when it is actually easier to pass. Well, I ain't gonna say easier. It's at least less hairy looking. When cars are closer in speed, they kind of can run it. There's such the closing rate for some of the lap cars that were out there.
There was the range of cars was pretty big. We had everything from a watered down late model stock to some guys that are pretty far off the pace. So it made for some interesting moments for sure.
Well, y'all were running anywhere from I'm trying to remember what kind of times they were running. Was it high 17s, I guess.
In the race?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So high 17s. There was a car out there I looked at. It was running mid 21.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, that's a little too wide of a spread there.
But
yeah. So it was interesting.
yeah, still a good race all in all for us. Like one of the few times I really wanted a caution and we don't get it. Usually I'd rather it just run to the end and finish, see what we can do. But I wish we had a caution here.
Yeah,
but,
for you, I think for you and Greg.
Yeah.
Caution would have been a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, just did it
Greg
just to really
Peterson,
to bring them back to us. I think
Yeah.
they'd have probably fired off good if I could have had them not have to run them down so far. We, took a little bit too much time getting by some of the cars that we probably should have qualified ahead of. But I'm glad. Hey, we had a good long run car, that's for sure.
It lasted longer than last year.
Oh yeah, by 4 laps, but it made it.
Whatever. Hey, whatever. It is what it is. It made it. So, hey, I mean, if you can finish a race like that, come out relatively unscathed. That's what I'm saying.
We put a new door on the car before the race, and we were going saying, this ain't gonna work out, But we had to really. The door was looking rough, but we just knew that was gonna be a waste of a door. But we came out unscathed, so that's nothing else. That's a good New Year's bash.
Took off the door.
Yeah. I got it ready for you when you're ready.
That door seen some battle scars.
Oh yeah, it's hanging on the wall right now. So.
Sweet. Well, that's good. I was glad to see you coming up through there. And what you think happened in qualifying?
Well, I mean,
or what you need? What did
nothing
you need
bad happen? I think you just had to. I think my car is better when people are on less grip. I don't know. It just didn't bust off. I felt it still drove good. It just didn't bust off a crazy lap. And I don't know. I don't say anything happened. I just think it benefits us more.
It just gets faster.
Yeah,
over a few laps.
Some people can. I mean, it's probably partially on me too. I don't have qualified. I haven't qualified a lot on new tires either.
Yeah, but that changes a lot there. I think
you can just dive in and the tires will save you. I'm used to trying to be smooth and all, but
I didn't realize they gave you new tires.
Yeah, we were 2 new tires.
2 new. Okay, so yeah, that makes a huge difference.
Yeah. So I was kind of worried about that anyway, but I still thought we would race good. I never thought the car had fallen off or anything. I just thought we just didn't bust off laps because I wanted. But
I ain't gonna lie, I'm not the best qualifier myself, and that's I've never been.
Yeah. I'm not either.
I'm fine. I like the Euro style qualifying because especially if somebody's in front of me.
Yeah,
it gives me somebody. It gives me. Well, I don't want them close in front of me. I like them. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I want them by a straightaway or half straightaway to a straightaway ahead of me. Just to give me something to chase.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know. That's what I do better at. So that's it's pretty good. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, want to go to the phone here real quick. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, go to the phone here to the man that put it up front and led every lap of the Challenger race there at Dillon Motor Speedway. Mr. Jason Calhoun, what's going on, man?
Man, I don't know. It just got in from work, just like everybody else there. How about you?
Same thing, man. I rushed over from work and came here and got this set up. And, Connor, it's time for you to get a job, Connor.
Yeah. Maybe when soccer's over.
There you go. Well, Jason, man, I'm gonna tell you what, buddy. You had probably one of the most hooked up looking cars anyway I seen all weekend at Dillon Motor Speedway. Man, that was a heck of a run for you over there.
Yeah, we appreciate it there. Yeah, we were pretty good there. We were good all day Friday. Tried a little something there Saturday morning when the rain quit and the racetrack dried out. Really wasn't as good with that, so we kind of just went back to our baseline that we had there, that we had Friday, and we just kind of stayed with that. Didn't practice much, and went out there to qualify, run a really good lap qualifying, which I figured we would. We were on the, I reckon what you'd call a free side, and just kind of stayed with that. Just kind of stayed with the baseline that we had there. My dad actually prepared that car there. He worked on it pretty much by himself the whole time there since he keeps us in line since he tells us how stupid we are all the time. So he said there's enough of that. He said, look, I'm gonna get this thing back on a good baseline, and we'll go to the racetrack, and what we leave with the shop with is what we're gonna stay with, and what we're gonna run. So we did that, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it was on fire. There's no doubt.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, man. You might say he tells y'all how stupid y'all are, but I'm gonna tell you what. I've been friends with him on Facebook for a long time, and there ain't nobody no more proud on Facebook than he is of you. I can tell you that now.
No, there ain't no doubt there. We got a love and a bond like no other. But yeah, he also with love there comes hard love, and he don't have no trouble telling me when stuff dumb. Now he said that won't ever work. It's dumb. So like I said, it's he worked really hard on it. Glad it run as well as it did. So I mean, yeah, it was just it was pretty good. I'd say that it was good.
Good deal, man. Good deal. Well, let's go back real quick. I want to. I told you I want to talk to you a little bit about your background in racing, man. I was sitting there thinking, I'm a few years younger than you, but I was sitting there thinking, I was like, man, I remember hearing the name Jason Calhoun in racing in general for a long time around here. So tell everybody kind of where you got started racing and how it came to be.
Well, come from a racing family. My granddaddy raced. My daddy raced. So come from there. Daddy got me a go-kart there. Actually, the first one, I was probably 6 or 7. Probably a little bit too young at that point, still too small. So anyway, done that. And then we really got into racing go-karts like a lot of guys around here. And I was probably 10, 11, 12 years old, raced those. Then we went to dirt. He actually fixed me a 4-cylinder car. We raced Lakeview on dirt. We run like one super street race that year. That was probably in 99, 98, somewhere along in there. Well, we done that, and then from there, we left dirt and went to actually Myrtle Beach in a Charger car. I remember the first race I ever run down there, I was absolutely scared to death. I thought I was running 100 miles an hour around there. So, but anyway, left and went to there, run like a season or two of that, and then got into the late models at Myrtle Beach. Done that. Raced those down there for a few years, and we were, thank the good Lord, we were fortunate enough. We won 2 track championships down there. So, yeah, so that's kind of how it all got started. And then from there, we hadn't raced, the whole time since 97, 2000, 2002, 2004 in there. We raced all of those years through there, and then took some time off, work related stuff, had to do that. And so, so that's kind of when it all got started.
Well, man, I like to ask guys that doing like you did, and like you said, your family and running over at Lakeview. I remember hearing those names for years, and but do you think? Because I've always thought you've been a really smooth driver and have a lot of car control from what I can tell. You think you ever think coming from a dirt background kind of helps you in that?
Oh yes, most definitely. I mean, I think that's pretty well known now, or it seems to be getting more well known. You hear, Kevin Harvick and talking about Keelan and different, those younger guy or younger kids of the Cup drivers. They like to stick them, have them on dirt, let them race some dirt. I think it does help for car control. Feeling what a car feels like to move around. To try different lines, but also in the same token there to actually be, there's some racetracks that they get is real line dependent, that you've got to hit this one line, or it's just, there's no grip there, or it's just plain faster. So I think it teaches you good racecraft, when to go, how to pass, when to pass. Try not to get in a bad situation on the racetrack. So yeah, most definitely, I think all that right there is a big help. With all of that, yeah, no doubt. I think racing dirt is definitely a great plus. I mean, just look at Kyle Larson. I mean, that kind of says it all.
That's right. You're 100% right there. Well, cool, man. Well, man, like you said though, that car was on a rail. there Saturday night at Dillon Motor Speedway. For a little while there, you and little Ricky looked like y'all was gonna have a battle there up front for a little while. Then your car kind of took off. Then it looked like at one point in time, I don't know if either you fell back to him or he kind of come up to you, and then like when he got there, it was like you took off again. That car had. I'm just going to ask. Was you holding a little back there, just waiting to see what was going on?
Honestly, yeah, a little bit. We kind of got going. I figured it'd be a 75 laps. That it would, the pace would slow down. But as everybody knows, little Ricky has been really good all year. Okay. I mean, definitely hats off to them guys. They've been on a tear. They got something figured out, and he's a great race car driver.
Sure.
But yeah, I really didn't think that the pace would be quite that fast. I thought once we kind of got stretched out and kind of everybody got sorted out, we kind of slow it down and then go. But then, I slowed down. I think he may have actually, I don't think he necessarily win. I think he was kind of on a pace he thought he was going to run. He kind of come back to me, and I'm like, man, I feel like this is a mighty fast pace, but, I hate to back up, so we're just going to see what happens here. So just glad it all worked out. So.
That's right. Well, cool, man. Well, so what? Starting 2024 season off with a win there. So what kind of running y'all gonna do this year? What's it looking like for 2024 season?
We'll race at Dillon some, just like we did at the Bash, and actually we run the Fall Spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
We'll run Florence. We'll run both. It'll kind of be an alternating deal when we can. I ain't saying we're gonna run all the races. Still got to work for a living.
That's right.
We got a little age on us now. We don't feel like working all night during the week just so we can make every event. So, but yeah, we'll run a little of both. Like I said, both places, both are, really nice people that own them, nice facilities. Florence and Dillon, you can't really ask for no better. Two great places to race. So, yeah, that's kind of our plans. We just, gonna run what we can. That we'll be running for any track championships or anything like that right there. But as we feel like it there, we'll show up and race and have a good time.
Well, like I've told people, I remember sitting there at Florence last year, and when I saw y'all pull in, I was like, yep, he'll be stupid fast tonight. Y'all watch out. And you went out there and won the race. So everybody's watching when Jason Calhoun pulls in.
Well, I appreciate that right there. We've been blessed to have the success we have. Been a lot of hard work. So, yeah, definitely I appreciate that.
All right, Connor, I'm just going to ask you, you going to have anything for Jason this year?
I hope so. I hope I'm in position to see him next time.
Well, I'm just hoping I can get my motor back so I can get out there with y'all. That's all I'm hoping. Oh, cool, man. Well, Jason, I sure appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you jumping on here. Who all you want to thank for helping you out on that car?
Yeah, like I said, I'd like to thank, first and foremost, the good Lord for giving us the strength and to do it, and the means to do it. I'd like to thank my dad. He's been there the whole time, like I said, there the whole time, telling me if I done good or if I done bad. He don't pull no punches. He'll tell you either way. R&B Farms, which is Ben and Rob Stanton. I'd like to thank them. Most definitely, they're like family, like another daddy and a brother to me. Ben and Rob are me. We're all really, really close. I'd like to thank Jay Carter Logging for him for the help, and John Chavis, Powerhouse there. We talked with him. Mr. John's a good guy, good motor guy, and Ronnie Howe Motorsports. Without a doubt, there. Been real close to Ronnie, darn 25, 30 years now. So Ronnie and Glenda and Tyler over there, I'd like to thank them. We get parts and all that from them all the time, and just really good people.
Oh, good deal, man. Well, buddy, like I said, I sure appreciate you jumping on here, and maybe we'll have you back on throughout the season here talking about some more wins, man.
Man, I hope so there. Hopefully so.
All right, buddy. We appreciate it. Have a good one.
All right, you too. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Mr. Jason Calhoun jumping on with us this evening. Sure appreciate him. Well, like we said, though, old Jason was on a reel there.
Oh, yeah. Dominating
Saturday
race like
night.
that.
He was. I mean, and that seems like, well, I guess it's any track. I know we say Dillon. I guess it's because we run over there enough. But he talked about Little Ricky. Little Ricky kind of got on a tear there, and it's like if you can figure something out there, it's like all of a sudden it's like you're good for a while.
Oh, it's a technical track.
It is. Sure. It is. And technical, and not only the setup. There's some driving characteristics you really have to work on.
Oh yeah.
And that's a lot of what you got to learn there. So, congratulations, Jason, taking home the win in the Challenger Series 75 lap race there at Dillon Motor Speedway on Bash weekend. Talk about Greg Peterson. Greg actually passed Little Ricky on the last lap and turned 3 and 4 for second. Little Ricky finished third. I'm trying to remember who finished fourth. Lucas Williams finished fifth. Who was right?
Ross Dalton.
Yep. Boo boo. That's right. Yep. I was spotting for Matt Winkler, and he's still learning. He did good though. Stayed out the way. He ran to the checker flag. Yeah. So that's all you can. That's what you gotta do. Make laps. What happened to Ethan's car? Did you hear?
I don't know. I heard it was making a noise at the end of the straightaway, and then it kept backing up to us making it longer down the straightaway, and so they just pulled in before they blew. Or
I don't blame
something along those lines.
I got you. Well, hate that for him, but maybe they get it figured out and be back over there for too long. Because I think we're back over there in March.
They announced first
March
race?
20th, I think is what he said. Announced first race. We announced over the intercom yesterday.
Okay. Good deal.
A little bit earlier than last year.
Yeah,
it was late April before we started.
I was expecting later start. That's usually what they do, but I guess they're going back.
Yeah,
full steam ahead this year.
He talked about it in drivers' meeting again yesterday about all the stuff he went through this past year, Ron, and he said he's full steam ahead at racing this year.
Good deal.
I like it. We're gonna have tons of racing available to us anyway. Whether we end up at all of them, who knows? But we're gonna have it available to us. But speaking of, ladies and gentlemen, before we get too far, I want to thank our good friends from SRI Performance, ladies and gentlemen. They're your one-stop shop for all things racing. Head over to www.sriperformance. Get all filled up. These seasons will be here before you know it. Some of them looking like, basically already started, but they won't be long. Florence racing on February 10th, I think it is, the Icebreaker. So that'll be a big race. So y'all got to get them cars ready. I'm ready to roll. So head over to SRI Performance, get all the goodies that you need, and get on there, load up that cart, put in promo code CBONE, Tennessee is in
chicken,
BONE 10. Get yourself 10% off there at time of checkout. Same deal over at Stock Car Steel Aluminum, guys. They're there for everybody with all their needs, as far as all your materials that you need to put these cars back together, make them look good, run good, everything. So head over to Stock Car Steel Aluminum, get all the building materials that you'll possibly need. Profab headers and exhaust, ladies and gentlemen, some of the best headers on the market, and any application, whether you're running asphalt late models, dirt late models, sprint cars even, I don't care what you're running, go check out Profab headers and exhaust, ladies and gentlemen. Talk to our buddy Andrew over there. Tell him we sent you, because they are quality that wins, and some of the best motors you can put them on, in my opinion. Earl Ramey Racing Engines. Head over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines. Get fitted up for all your horsepower needs there, and Earl will hook you up. Hopefully, I'll be talking to him here soon myself. So get it going. So get some time on his chassis dyno if you need it. Work out all the bugs on your drivetrain and everything else in between. So head over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines. All right. So that was the Challenger edition. Then there was, what else to have? U-Cars, I think. I didn't get to watch those. Did you see any of it?
Some orange car I saw kind of dominated.
Was it?
Really, yeah.
And the reason we didn't see it, Connor was just getting out of his car, really, and I was getting ready for the Legends race. So we didn't get to see much of it. And I think I may be wrong on this. I don't know, but I heard Ron kind of talking about it. sound like he kind of wants to bring the U-Car stuff back on a regular basis. And there was a good bit of them.
There usually is at that race, so I don't know if they're, local enough to come every week. I don't know really any of them, but that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Kind of the banger class and all has gone away, so maybe that could be a good replacement.
Yeah, very much so. I don't mind them, and there's so many, because those are like the front-wheel drive cars, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like the front-wheel drive 4-cylinder cars. There's so much of that. And
yeah, you see them a lot on dirt.
Well, exactly. The SCDRA stuff is huge, but I know you're too young to. You know it, but you weren't around when more was happening. But when I was younger, especially, that was street stock back then. Yeah. You went to the junkyard, find your old car, pretty much put a roll cage in it, and welded the door shut, gutted it, welded the door shut, and you went racing. Well, and I know they put a lot more than that into those cars, but those are cars that you now find in the junkyard and can go in, put a roll cage in, and set it up to go racing. So I'm down for it because, it introduces a lot of people to racing and gets them into the sport. And as they did Saturday night, they put on a great race a lot of times. Oh, yeah. So, I'd love to see a U-Car division. Maybe switched up sometimes with some other ones. And,
pure stock kind of stuff.
Yeah, pure stock.
Is that kind of like all kind of, it blends together sometimes.
It does.
Maybe it would.
I would love to see, and maybe, and they kind of did this over at Florence this past year, but I'd love to see a old school, kind of like Thunder and Lightning.
I like Thunder and Lightning class, yeah.
Yeah. 8-inch tire on a V8 car. That's what I remember as a street stock when I was younger. So we'll see. I like that personally. That's just me. And then the Legends race we had one Saturday night. We raced both nights. I don't know how we got so lucky.
Survived the flood to start it off the day.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. We didn't talk about it. I got there at about 9 o'clock, I think, Saturday morning, and it was pouring down rain. Well, they opened the gate up, and we had to park outside the track because there were so many inside, which didn't necessarily bother me other than we were in the mud. Yeah. But the infield at a certain part, because it rained so much, wasn't much better for a long time.
Yeah.
But so we were out in the field, and we went to driver's meeting finally. Once it started slowing down the rain, they were just like, hey, just go find where, because they kind of had a sectioned off somewhere, where we all were going to park. But with all the rain, it was just like muddy right there.
Yeah.
So Ron was just like, y'all find wherever y'all can that's dry. I don't care. Just find somewhere you can deal with. So we did. We moved a little bit. We didn't move far. Got to a semi-dry spot. And it really wasn't bad out there.
You got better.
Yeah, it was all right. Other than you just couldn't see what was going on the track.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's all right though. Sometimes it's quiet over here. Or at least I'm like that anyway. But yeah, after the flood there, they claimed, Ron said, I don't know, he said it rained about 3 inches at the track, and I believe it because it got deep quick. We had practice and all that stuff. Me personally, we went and tested the car a few weeks back. Connor was over there. Car ran great.
Yeah.
We brought it back. Didn't change a thing. Just, nothing but to wait it out and make sure what we had, where we were at, all that good stuff. But for whatever reason, when we took it back, it just wasn't there.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. It was just, I know you said you watched it a little bit, but it never, all weekend, it never felt like it was in the track. And Connor even brought me some tires on Sunday. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a ton. I promise you.
I was trying to let know.
Yeah.
What state you were in at that.
We were,
what kind of tires?
We were kind of throwing everything at it.
Yeah, we got there just in time, made a quick pick stop.
Yeah, we did.
Y'all started a little bit early, but yeah.
Well, we didn't start early, but we got lined up early.
Yeah. Y'all were on the track for a while.
I was like, why did they put us in the cars as long? It wasn't hot, thank God, but it was, I don't know, I guess sitting there, it's still just like, all right, I'm tired of sitting here. And we got to move.
Yeah.
I'm opening the door and everything else on the car because we sat there a good
Oh, yeah. That was a while.
20 minutes or so. But, hey, kudos to Dillon Motor Speedway because they got moving on Sunday. But anyway, back to Saturday. That's what I was about to get at. Landon just brought up a point. Y'all raced through it. The track never completely dried out.
Outside the groove, it was
like racing a dirt track.
Well, it was also like racing like you see those road races.
Yeah,
in the rain where you see the lines dry, but out off the line has a darker shade on it.
And it was a lot darker shade. It wasn't like it was a little bit darker. It was a lot darker. To the point that actually in the race, Lizzie got up in it and she got to put a rear clip on her car. She smacked the wall pretty hard backwards. Thank God she didn't get hurt, but it messed the car up pretty good. But I don't know. I just, like I said, I couldn't ever get into track. I didn't have a good feel in it. And I think personally on Saturday night, in all honesty, it was kind of like that point. All right, I know it's wet out there. I'm not going to tear my car up for this.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of how that was my mentality Saturday night. It's like, I'm going to race hard, but if I get pushed up or somebody's under me, I'm not racing them for a position. It just wasn't worth it to me. Winning that race, winning the race isn't even worth it to me, but especially running mid-pack was definitely not worth tearing it up. So that was kind of my mentality. Saturday night, and y'all, everybody else went caution free until we got to the legend card, which it still wasn't bad on Saturday night.
Wasn't bad at all.
There was a few spin outs. Nothing too awful. Like I said, Lizzie was probably one of the worst wrecks Saturday night, and that was on a restart. Actually, we went to go down in turn one, and I watched the replay somebody had, and it just. Quick loop, or quick 180, just back into turn one wall.
Yeah, it was already around by the time I saw it. So
yeah, so I hate that for her, but I mean that's racing sometimes. Unfortunately, so anyway, I don't even know where I finished Saturday night. Honestly, like I said, I was somewhere mid-pack. There was 20 some odd cars.
Yeah,
21, 22. Yeah, something on there. So, I mean, wasn't awful, but we wasn't great by no means. I was not where I wanted to be. I was kind of irritated. Well, then Sunday, we come back, and we're the first ones on the track, which I didn't know how to take it. Because even though all that racing went on Saturday night, we went out there and track was gray. I mean, there was no rubber in the track. And I guess because the track was so cold and wet and everything, it just didn't really take rubber. And I even told them that. I said, we are getting zero rubber buildup on the tires at all on ours. And I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I know a lot of times we can go out there in a big car and you get a fresh track, you can put down some laps, a lot of grip in it. But for whatever reason, every time I get on it anyway, maybe you're different, but every time I get on a fresh track in a legend car, it seems like I lose grip.
Yeah. And
I don't know why that is. I'd love to be able to tell you. I don't know why it is. Maybe somebody smarter than me can tell me. But anyway, so we were it did like a complete 180 from what it was on Saturday night. I was loose Saturday. Didn't change much. I mean, we adjusted a little bit. We did change a set of tires, but it was very similar. It shouldn't have been, way out of there, way out. And they just went to pushing. it's like it was tight on entry. And I'm like, what is up with this thing? I don't know. And it never really, we kept making adjustments on it, but I never hit it. We just, it would fire off all right. It would take me about 2 laps. And all of a sudden I'd be good for about 2-3 laps.
Yeah.
And then it would just really fall off. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Have to go back and
go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Throw some different springs at it. I don't know. Throw some different weights at it. See what goes on. I mean, I was racing. I mean, that's just part of it. Unfortunately,
several times. Yep.
It's just crazy how that happens.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
practice days can be deceiving. Yeah,
very.
I've learned
deceiving.
that.
Oh yeah, very deceiving. I don't know. I just didn't understand why adjustments wouldn't make a difference on it. And I don't know. Some days as they say, some days it bees that way, and that's the way it was for us. So anyway, is what it is. We'll be back. I don't think Legends are on the schedule at Florence. Yeah, I looked that day.
For the icebreaker?
For the icebreaker, I don't think they're on.
Last year I was there, but there was only 3 or 4 of us really.
Well, and what it is the Winter Nationals. Mama said I gotta change the number.
Yeah.
You're right. That's what I told him today when I got home. He said we pulling it down, painting it and everything. I said, yep. I said, because you know how many times I've run good without the number 13? He said, none. I said, exactly. Exactly. I said, that's the whole problem right there. Got to change the number. But anyway, I think the Winter Nationals are going on down in Florida during that time. Yeah. So I think that's why you don't really put Legends on the schedule over there for that race, or isn't putting it on for that race. So we'll see what goes on. But that's going to be a good event coming up pretty soon. Icebreaker. We'll get into that a little later. Let's see. That's what I thought, Matthew. Good job. I was right. Yeah, let's talk about some more of our good partners here on Chicken Bone Alley. Everybody go check out Dixie Made, guys. Dixie Made, right here in Florence, South Carolina, right next to the flea market, guys. I know it's past Christmas, but hey, you always need to find something for that for them people you like, and just need a good place to shop for clothes. Oh yeah. So head over to Dixie Made, guys. They got some of the best brands from the that you can find that everybody loves. I mean, from anywhere from t-shirts to hats to sunglasses, coolers, anything in between there. Great stuff. Y'all head over to Dixie Made. Tell them we sent you over there. Also, guys, Fresh Chef. Fresh Chef in the Race City area, as I like to call it, up in North Carolina. You got Cornelius, you got Mooresville, you got quite a few locations up there. Y'all go try out Fresh Chef. Man, that's some of the best food you'll ever find in your life. I love it. Every time I'm up that way, I stop to get some Fresh Chef. I love it. So y'all head over to Fresh Chef. Also, Rev Max Racing, guys. If you're in the market for a new race suit, I actually washed mine today. That's what I said. I got washed a bad look off of it. My mom washed it for me. It was over here. So she threw it in the wash machine. So we need to wash the bad look off of it, maybe. Nah, it ain't that. But anyway, Rev Max Racing, guys. Y'all head over to Rev Max. Get with Taylor and Eric over there and design some of the best looking suits that you can find. Y'all head over there and get hooked up. If you're karting, they have non-SFI for the karting guys that don't need the SFI rating, and for us, they got 2-layer SFI rated suits, and very comfortable. I'm gonna tell you, Connor and probably tell you, and that's a good thing when you're at a racetrack. I'm one of them guys that when I put my suit on, I just like to keep it on.
Yeah,
and
I don't take it on and off.
I don't take it on and off. I don't even pull mine down and tie it around my waist or nothing. I just keep it on. I don't even care how hot it is. I figure if I get used to it right there, I'm good. So, but it's so comfortable. I can do that. And you need a comfortable suit to do that. You need a comfortable suit when you're in the car. Yeah. So head over to Red Max Racing. They'll hook you All right. Well, we had the Sunday portion of the bash. One thing I want to mention, the 4-cylinder class over there.
Oh yeah.
That's what I was looking at right here. Mr. Douglas Briggs sent us. There was 26 Carolina Mini Stock Challenge cars in that race.
Yeah.
That's a good field.
It was.
And that was some good racing.
Oh yeah, I like that race. That was awesome.
And I think they I don't know the rules on have to all that. I got to, because obviously you can run. I guess you can run front wheel drive or rear wheel drive in it. Mr. Douglas, you might know the rules better. I know you know the rules better than I do. But I was watching watching them boys out there. But I was noticing this one car out there, and this is how I like that SCDRA stuff. I've noticed it a lot on dirt. But even Ron was standing over there beside us, Ron Barfield, and he was pointing at the car. He's like, "Look at that!" And the car is going through the corner on 3 wheels.
Yeah, I saw that one.
But it was halfway down the straightaway or more before the tire had ever touched the ground. It was just stopped.
Oh yeah,
going around. The left rear was just off the ground.
They had a big spread of cars like we did too.
They did.
But,
they did.
Yeah, Matt had some bad luck on that initial start there, where
Yep.
they called it off, and he ended up getting his nose crunched before he even got to turn 1, which was tough. But he made a good recovery though.
He did. He I saw on Facebook today. He said he was ready to come off track. He wasn't even going to race it.
Yeah,
and his crew calmed him down, and I think he brought it back up to third.
he was at second at one point. I don't know
Yeah, he
where
was in second.
finished,
I think
but
he ended up third.
A good recovery.
It's a very good recovery from Matt there. To come back through a field like that, that's tough to do. Yeah, so that was a wild race. I mean, it was a good race. And it's classes like that, that a lot of tracks put out there, and then everybody sees highlights of all the wrecks and all this stuff from it because, I don't know. I guess the play class, a lot of play, but it's not like that around here. I mean, these guys are serious racing, and which is great. I love it. They're all in on it, so I love that. Then after that came the they had some B mains for the bash. Did they actually?
They didn't. I don't know why they ran.
Did it start everybody?
Yeah, they started
everybody. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. BJ Thrasher, that's who it was. BJ Thrasher, he won. He good looking cars. I think the cars they were there with finished 1-2. I think he said.
Mm-hmm. My old car got tore up. I do happen right.
Oh, your old car was out there?
It was. It wasn't the Thrasher. The Thrasher's already sold it. But yeah.
Oh,
it spun out or spun around about stuff, and then car came by and just ripped the nose off of it.
Ooh.
But yeah.
I remember when you drove that car.
Yeah, it don't look much like my car did.
Yeah, that's why I didn't notice it.
I you can still tell it's got the same bumper and all, and same car. I know, but yeah, so that was kind of tough, but whatever.
Oh, hate that. No, I hate that for anybody that gets tore up. So anyway, came time for the mass street stock bash. It was actually a pretty good race this year. It was tame. It was not too crazy.
There was one wreck on like lap 10, and the rest of them were kind of single car stuff.
There were some spins here and there, but nothing. Yeah, that one wreck, and it was a racing wreck. I mean, it wasn't like it was just a dumb move or something. I mean, obviously something happened, but I mean, it wasn't just like it was just a bonehead move from somebody, which has happened many times. Last year was one of them, but that's happened many times through that race, and any big race that happens. But this race, this New Year's Bash, was probably one of the best races I've seen. It started out really good. Ronnie Bassett Jr. was on the pole in a pretty car, Monte Carlo out there, number 62. Man, that was a good-looking car. And was on a rail all weekend. I don't know if you heard it. down in the pits. But come to find out, at the halfway stop, the reason he had fell back before that was his throttle pedal was coming off. They had to get down there and rebolt the throttle pedal. He said because he couldn't get even full throttle. He said it was like caught sideways and couldn't get full throttle.
Wow.
So that's why he fell back. Well, he ended up falling out of the race, not because of that, because there was a loose wheel after the stop.
He was smoking for a long time, too.
He was
something
smoking.
with that, but
So, which he showed the wheel, and it was beat out there. So, hated that for him because he had a fast car all weekend. But they say they're going for wins in that car.
yeah, they ought to with that one.
I'll tell you, that thing is fast. But about after that halfway, Jeff Sparks kind of, I think he had started about fifth, yeah. And he made his way up to the front and kind of planted it there.
Oh yeah, he was on rails. It left him.
It was. Few more cautions in the race. Like I said, mostly single car spins. There was one that I think Ricky Locklear Sr. got into. It looked like he kind of pancaked the inside of the car somehow, hit a wall.
I see that.
I don't know the 96 car. I love that car, that old
Chevelle.
Had a wheel come off it.
Yeah.
But just normal stuff. I mean, normal racing that you would expect out of a tough 100-lap race on a tight track. So really good stuff. All right, well, so it's what we're going to get to here. I actually, and I did this late, so it's definitely on me. I text Ron Barfield right before I came here because we've had some developments about the race today, and I texted him to see if he wanted to jump on. He probably didn't have time to today or had other stuff going on. Completely understand. Not his fault at all, so I'm not throwing him under the bus. But we found out this afternoon that Jeff Sparks, after seemingly taking the win, or did take the checker flag, was now disqualified, and Gary Ledbetter Jr. is now the winner of the 2024 New Year's Bash. The reason given that Jeff Sparks was thrown out, Jeff put it out there first. Actually, he said it was an oversight. They took it all. They run a 602 motor in his car. He had a 604 in it last year, or something. Or the way I gathered it was oil pan got messed up last year when he got in a wreck in that race. They put a new oil pan on it. But the oil pan he had on it was a 604 oil pan, which is a little bit shorter oil pan on a 602 motor. And people were like, well, what does that do? And Jeff put it out there himself. He said it can be a performance advantage. And the reason being is it's not a horsepower or anything advantage. The oil pan being shorter, they claim you can put a little more travel in the car.
You can run a little lower.
Run a little lower, exactly. So it's hard to say whether that's what won him to race or not. Personally, I don't think so. I think you could have stuck a 604 oil pan on it. I think he'd been just fine. But it's a rule.
Oh yeah, and
it's definitely a rule, and so I'm glad they stuck by the rule. Even Jeff said himself to uphold the integrity of that race, of that series, of all that. So, being this a rule, you got to go by it.
Yep, nothing you can do there. Especially that's something on the exterior of the motor too that you can, it's pretty cut and dry. There, that's something you can't. You definitely can't overlook.
Exactly. I've never really looked at it, and I never really. I guess I've never had one to know how much difference. Do you know how much difference
I don't know between the two crates. No, I haven't. I've never seen the 602 one. Other than, I guess, like you said, just a little bit shorter,
Yeah.
a little bit slimmer, I guess.
So Gary Ledbetter Jr. now takes his, I think that is his
Sixth, is it?
sixth New Year's bash. I thought little Ricky Locklear Jr. had a car to run up front there for a while, and he normally conserves tires. He's normally actually pretty good at it over there in that race, but he kind of fell back around sixth, and he moved up. I think he got to fifth, and that's where he stayed. It's really funny to me. Albie Ovitt, he finished third, so now moves to second. He actually is driving Gary Ledbetter Jr.'s old car. And it's really funny because them two cars run like nose to tail that entire race. So really cool. And they even asked Gary Ledbetter Jr., after the race, how much he was going to run for the team he's running for. He's like, I don't know. If they call me, I'll race, I guess. So anyway, congratulations to Gary Ledbetter Jr. on a sixth New Year's Bash win.
Yep, for sure.
That was
6 for 14 or however many they've done up now is pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good stats there.
Oh yeah,
that's strong. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I also want to thank our good friends over at MPM Marketing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are in the if you're new to the racing scene, pretty much, and or even been in it a while, but you want to up your game, up your image, you need to get with a great marketing company. And there's none better out there than MPM Marketing. So y'all head over to MPM Marketing and give it Tanya. Best in the business for sure. And can't think of anything better to do for your racing career. She gets you in front of all the faces you need to be in front of, and all in front of some of the sponsors you need to be in front of. So y'all head over to marketwithmpm.com, and she'll get you hooked up. All right. Landon just mentioned it there on our chat here a minute ago. Lakeview coming up. I forgot what I-95 Showdown, I think is what they call it, for the modified, Sportsman Modifieds, Northeast Sportsman Modifieds. I've been over to it a couple times with our friend Derek McGrew. They come down for it sometimes, and it's always a good race over there. It's actually a really good race on that track. So they have decided at Lakeview this year to make what are Northeast Modifieds be a regular class over there. Yeah, so we'll be seeing a lot more of that. Bless you. We'll be seeing a lot more of that.
Well, I know they ran 602 mods a lot, don't they?
Yeah, that's what they are. That's what they are. They call it sportsman mods. But they're the center steer, type modifieds. Northeast style. More, I guess for the people around here, instead of being a modified street type car, they're more of a modified sprint type car. Yeah. I mean, I know you've seen them.
Oh yeah.
I love them. I love watching them. They're on iRacing, so
fun to drive.
They're fun to drive. A lot of fun to drive. You raced one. You had to race in the series.
It's like the
big block modified. Yeah, it's big block modified, just with a crate motor.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think, like I said, I saw that they looking at, or I think they are putting them on the regular schedule throughout the year, plus bringing back their late models at Lakeview. Scott Tripp and that gang over there. They do a lot of good stuff at that track. They're putting new dirt on it right now, actually. Yeah, again. They've put a lot of work in that track in the last few years. It's fun it's a good track to go watch.
Cool place.
Right here. I was going to say, you went over there one time this year, didn't you?
Mm.
Yeah.
Seems like it was a season opener, but it was
early in the year.
Yeah, it was later than February, but
they
had some rainouts or whatever. But yeah, it's a pretty cool place.
Yeah. That's what I realized the other day. You talking about rainouts. I realized we had a lot of rainouts this year. We didn't race near as much. Well, I keep saying this year. It's past season, 2023. We had a lot of rainouts this past season. So hoping 2024 will be a little more kind to us on the weather side. There's two things in life that have never been beaten. That's Mother Nature and Father Time, as they say.
Yeah, hopefully, we took a blunt of it again this weekend. Really, just would have been another rain out, but you didn't have much choice with everybody already there. But
yeah, you didn't. And I want to give a shout out to Ron Barfield and the crew from Dillon Motor Speedway, because they did something really cool. Being that the weather was what it was, they told us race teams in the drivers meeting. Ron said, "Everybody, if y'all will, go put it on your Facebook or whatever. People follow you, somebody around here especially." He said, "Let everybody know if they want to come out today. We'll give with purchase of a ticket for Sunday, they give them grandstand admission free on Saturday," and that's what they did. There was a lot of people showed out for it, and they got to watch a race for free, good racing for free, on Saturday night. So that was really cool. When stuff like that happens, for the track owner promoter to do something for the fans, that do stick it out and want to come and watch. So that was really cool to see that. So tip of the cap to Ron Barfield and the crew over there. Like I said, February 4th, race at Lakeview. February 10th, Florence Motor Speedway Icebreaker. More details coming up on it here soon. I saw they just added the event today on their Facebook page. Cool. Yeah. I think the points banquet might be this weekend.
Okay.
Maybe. I went to it last year. I'm not going this year.
I did.
We didn't do so good there, Connor.
I didn't do so good, plus missed some races.
I don't know if I can say we just missed some big races for issues we had, but I think 2024 going to be great.
Hopefully.
Better for both of us.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see. What else we got?
Not a whole lot.
We got a football game.
Watch the football, see what happens there.
All right, we got Michigan and Washington.
Yep.
What's your?
I'm calling Washington.
Calling Washington.
I hope so. They're gonna have to score a lot, I feel like.
All right, I'm just to be the devil's advocate here. I'm gonna take Michigan.
Hey, Michigan.
I'm not a fan of either one of them. So
I'm not either, really.
I like Harbaugh, all right.
I don't know.
He's all right. I mean, as a coach.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I think he has been a decent coach.
Oh yeah. Well, that's why I was hoping for Saban, because for Alabama, because I just kind of like Nick Saban.
Yeah,
he just seems like a cool guy. But I'm not a big fan of either one. Kind of opposite side of the country for us. But
yeah, very much.
Hopefully it should be a good game though. So be excited.
Yeah. You talk about Nick Saban. You think Saban's staying?
I feel like he is. I don't see why not. I think he wants to win one more. I don't think he wants to end it.
Think he wants to go out on top?
Well, I don't think he wants to end it as, the dynasty's over. Which, I mean, they were overtime finish. We're going to the playoff, to the championship game anyway. So it's not like they're not good anymore. But I think he wants to.
Well, that's the funniest thing. Yeah, that's the funniest thing is, well, they didn't make it out the first round, so I guess they'll be considered, I don't know, third or fourth place.
Yeah.
That's a terrible year for them.
Yeah.
Terrible year for them.
And they lost in overtime.
Now, I want to ask you real quick, though, because I've seen so much of this going around the interwebs or, social media anyway. Florida State, a lot of people say, Florida State got the bad end of the stick, not getting put in on an undefeated season. Some people say Georgia, why'd they get kicked out? They were a one-loss team, whatever. Get it, fine, whatever. Florida State, you think they should have been in it?
I don't think so.
I just
don't think at the end of the day they were one of the best four teams. And I think it's
I don't think they were.
Well, I think it's kind of a flaw of the 14 playoff. It was bound to happen at some point, where you got more.
I figure it'd be the last year of it.
There's not a cut and dry best four teams, really. I mean,
no.
I think, how do you take Georgia out of it because of a close loss, But I understand they did. I don't say they did all they could do. I think there were some games they could have won a little more convincingly. But there's 5 Power 5 conferences this, for last year, and there's 4 playoff spots. It was almost bound to happen, But I think the committee got it right as far as I can see it. I think so. Yeah. I just don't think they were, at the end of the day, they weren't one of the best 4 teams.
I got you. And then the loss, this is more of what I guess I saw more on social media. The loss
To Georgia.
Yeah.
I know there was
at a
opt-outs.
terrible, and that's what I was fixing to say. Is
But still, I feel like you should have mustered up a better.
I think they should have too, but man, they pretty much didn't have their starting lineup
No.
for a good portion of it. So you have to, and on top of that, I know everybody wants to go out there and win. So I mean, but I think there's some more in it every once in a while. I think them boys there are really mad at ACC, and from what I hear is they were so. I guess I don't know how that committee works,
Yeah.
but I guess coaches get a vote essentially, and from what I gathered, there was like 6 ACC coaches that didn't even vote for Florida State to be in it,
Yeah.
and so they were upset about that.
Yeah, well, they were ready to go because they feel like, the ACC kind of being. I mean, it was a little bit down this year, I say.
It was
Kind of hurt them.
well.
Their wins weren't as quality as.
It was down, and I still, and I know I've told you about it before, but I really think this NIL stuff is
Oh yeah.
the NIL mixed with the transfer portal now is really it's actually evening things up
A little bit, but
in certain ways. But Dabo didn't like it, didn't want to get behind it for Clemson.
I don't like the simultaneous NIL and transfer portal.
Yeah,
Transfer with no penalty portal.
yeah.
But-
I'm not big on that either.
But what say do I have?
Well, my thing is, if I don't know, there needs to be some better rules or something. I don't know how you do
It
it.
seems a little more open than I initially thought it was going to be.
Exactly. But my thing is, if a team or a school is giving you a scholarship, they're giving you a scholarship for 4 years. They're not giving you here's a 1 year. They're giving them boys a 4-year scholarship. Is what they're giving them. I don't know. There needs to be some kind of something set in place. All right, if you get this scholarship, you got to be there X amount of years. Something. I don't know. I'd hate to be the
transfer
person.
portal has been good in several cases. If sometimes it just don't work out. Sometimes that they bring in a awesome recruit and you're still a very good player. You don't want to spend your whole college career as a backup.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
you also don't want like South Carolina. People who are starting in an SEC school will get up and leave just because they can get paid more to play
Exactly.
somewhere else, just
Now-
purely because
now
not
the
because they
NI
don't get playing time and all.
Yep. And now the NIL stuff, I have a different view of it. I do not think any one player should get X amount of dollars.
Well,
Whatever. I personally think the name and imaging license should be more or less given to the team. Because the whole reason this came about, now I know there's probably more reasons behind it, but this all came about when EA Sports wanted to bring back their college
And I
football
wish they
game.
would.
They are.
Yeah, I know,
It's
but
go-
it's been delayed. 10 times,
yeah, I know. And supposedly, but that was what the whole thing was for.
Well, to me, what don't make any sense is so NIL is supposed to be, hey, I can make a sponsorship deal with this car dealership and make money, but
yeah,
every school's got South Carolina's got the Garnet Trust and all that. I mean,
Yep.
what does that have to do with name, image, and likeness? That's just straight
Nothing.
up a money
It's just
pit to
giving them
pay.
money.
Yeah, there's not. It's not like doesn't have to do with NIL. It's
Exactly.
almost like signing a contract.
Exactly, and that is what I think. I think personally, I think them boys on them teams, every one of them are over 18 years old. They can legally work. They're adults.
Yeah.
If you're going to consider them adults every other way, they're adults then. I think everybody playing on a college football team should get paid. I don't think they need to be making millions of dollars.
Yeah.
But I think because them boys can't go work, and a lot of people say, "Oh, they're getting a scholarship. They are getting paid." Yeah, they're getting paid.
Yeah,
That's not
but,
any money in their pocket. Yes, they're getting housing. I don't think they need to get paid a ton of money. I think every one of them need to get paid because they can't hold a job when you play. If you're playing football, for instance,
that's
there's no holding a job. On top of that, this school is making a ton of money off of you playing and playing good for them. The better you play for them, the more money they're making. So I think everybody playing college football needs to make some money. And if that needs to be a blanket NIL thing, then that be what it is.
Yeah, there needs to be something different.
I don't think they need to be
going
buying players away from teams.
I mean, South Carolina, it felt like a developmental program
Yeah,
the last couple of years. We'd have somebody have a breakout year, get some name notoriety, and here comes Florida State or Oregon or somebody calling with more money than we can offer them, and there goes a starter. So
That's all it is.
something needs to be worked out. I don't know.
Yep.
Don't know what.
So, but anyway, we digress. All right, guys. Well, we sure appreciate y'all hanging out for our first episode here of 2024. I think we have some good things to come here this year. A lot of racing to talk about, a lot of big stuff. Oh, one thing I really want to touch on real fast, and we don't know a whole lot. Well, we saw the schedule, but I don't have it here in front of me. Did you see the deal with the Cars Tour?
Yeah, the West.
Cars Tour Pro Late Model West.
Yeah, so but I don't think there's any.
I kind of wondered if that was going to happen when Kevin bought into Kern County, and apparently that's going to be the deal.
I didn't know I didn't think of a Cars Tour brand would be there, but that's interesting because there's got to be totally different people running it. I mean, that's going to complete opposite sides of the country, but yeah, that's pretty cool.
Well, I got a good feeling, and I saw the other day that they were already fitting Keelan in a late model.
I'm sure he'll be there for it.
So I got a feeling they're going to go out there and probably run the West Series with him.
Well, I mean, Kevin's got a late model stock now too.
Well, he's got a late model stock, but I think there was a 10 race schedule. I think is what I saw. So I mean, it's not a ton of racing right off the bat. So they'll probably go out there, and I imagine their scheduling. They'll probably try to not run them the same times they're running over here.
Yeah.
For a little while anyway, until it grows. But I got a feeling it's going to grow.
Yeah.
It's going to grow out there. There's too many good tracks out there for it to not grow. It'd be cool to see late model stocks.
Yeah, I don't
become
think
a thing out there. There's not right now. Yeah,
I don't see many teams coming from here to there.
No,
but maybe it'll kind of spring up a little bit.
I personally would love if a late model stock became a thing all across the country.
Oh yeah.
Not just super late models and pro late models, and I don't know.
Yeah, that was a surprise.
It came out of nowhere.
Okay.
Nobody really talked about that. You kind of hear stuff about stuff like that. Nobody really talked about that, so that was kind of cool. All right, man, let's go watch a football game.
Sounds good.
All right, well, we appreciate everybody joining us for the first episode of 2024 here. Appreciate Jason Calhoun jumping on here with us. Congratulations to him again. Appreciate all of our associates on here with us. Profab Headers and Exhaust, Earl Ramey Racing Engines, SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, Fresh Chef, MPM Marketing, RevMax, and our good friends over at Dixie Made. And appreciate all y'all for watching. Appreciate everybody that has always hung out with us and supported us. We're back for 2024, and got a bunch of racing we're going to cover.
Ramping up sooner.
Yeah, very soon. All right, guys. We appreciate y'all, and we'll be talking with y'all later.
Later.